Hey guys, it's Sam. It has been a while since I've posted a video on this channel, but that's because so much has been going on. So let me start with a quick life update. I graduated from Miami in the spring. In February, Jake and I both moved out into this wonderful house in Lindenwold, and Jake started a new job at Miller Lite, and I will be starting a new job at Liberty Mutual here soon. So there's been a lot going on. We haven't had a lot of time to go anywhere and do anything, and now we have adult bills. Recently, I just got back from my trip to Europe, and let me just do a quick backstory. When I was in high school at Baden, I was really close with my French teacher, and they do these education first tours, and she reached out to me in 2017, said, "Hey Sam, Baden's going to Spain, France, and Italy. You should come along on this trip." And I thought to myself, okay, by then I'll be graduated from college and I'll make it my graduation present to myself. This video I'm really excited about is just because I captured everything that I saw that I thought was just amazing, and I can't wait to share it with you guys. So it's 2 weeks, gone for 2 weeks. Spain, France, Italy. First stop on our trip was Madrid, Spain. So yesterday we got up, I got up, had a long flight from Cincinnati to Toronto, and then Toronto to Madrid. We got here this morning and we're exploring a beautiful park in downtown Madrid.
Okay.
I'm with my friends Kelly and Kim. Hi! We're attempting to do this rowboat. I don't know how well it's gonna go.
Yeah. Oh god, we're just going. Everyone else makes it look so easy. We gotta see how everyone else is doing it. Like, Kelly, I'm the opposite. No. Okay, so ready? Okay, ready? I'm gonna start.
We went to the market where we had the best sangria I've ever had in my entire life. We visited the Royal Palace, and we visited the Prado Museum, saw some of Picasso's work. We also finished our time in Madrid with some flamenco dancing. It is day 2 in Madrid, Spain, and this morning we're visiting the Royal Palace, and it's beautiful. second stop on our trip was to Barcelona. First thing we did was hit the beach, play some volleyball, enjoyed the Mediterranean Sea, and had some yummy drinks like the coconut chili mojito that I got to enjoy. Church, which has been under construction for almost 100 years. Our guide said construction can still last anywhere from 10 to 200 years. After our time was finished in Barcelona, we hopped on a bus and we headed to France. Our first stop in France was Carcassonne. It's a medieval town that's high up on a hill and it is a walled city. It really was like being in an episode of Game of Thrones, for real. We went to Avignon and got to visit the Papal Palace. I didn't know, which I thought was really interesting, was that the papacy was in Avignon for a long time, from 1309 to 1377 before it went back to Rome. So we were able to go through the palace and have our own virtual tour as we walked through. So we had these tablets and we'd scan a QR code and we were able to hold it up around the room and see what those rooms would have looked like back in the day. In France, but on our way out of France, we stopped in one of the coolest places that I've ever been, Monaco. one day, which was kind of cool. Our first stop in Italy was Pisa. We got to go to Florence, or Firenze. We saw so many things and did so many things in Florence. But one of my favorite things that we did was a wine tasting. So we went to this little wine shop that was family owned and we tried 4 different wines. And most of them you could only buy in that specific wine shop. It was so much fun, the wine was so delicious, and I was able to bring a bottle home.
We're gonna try also olive oil, but with vinegar and dessert wine. So we start with the white. It's a white from Tuscany, and you have Vermentino. That's our most important grape for the white, plus a 20% of Chardonnay.
Cheers.
It's a Tuscany, yeah, and Laura, it's actually basically the wife name, her mama name, my wife name, and we gave, this was like a present for birthday. Moscato. And where are you from?
The next stop on our trip was in Assisi. Assisi is probably one of my favorite destinations that we hit on this trip. We got a personal tour through the Basilica of St. Francis, and it was just unreal. We had all these different paintings on the walls that were described to us, and the coolest part was that we were able to go down into the crypt and see where St. Francis's remains are kept. After that, we just were able to walk around the town, enjoy lunch, enjoy the views, do some shopping, and it was just so picturesque, and I absolutely loved it here.
The color is more intense, full body wine, more strong tasting. When you put it in your mouth, it's a little tannic, a little intense.
The next day we are in Roma. This was probably one of the coolest and most miserable days at the same time. It hit almost 100 degrees in the baking sun. No clouds, not really a breeze, and we were just go, go, go all day. note was visiting Pompeii. Now, Pompeii was the destination that I think I was most excited about when I was reading through the itinerary of this trip. For those of you who don't know, Pompeii was just this amazing city, this wealthy city, and in 79 AD, Mount Vesuvius erupted and just completely buried the city in ash. What's really, really cool about this is that the city was almost frozen in time when this happened. It was just unlike anything I've ever seen, and just being able to walk through that piece of history was just priceless to me. So sadly, our 2-week trip was coming to a close and we have one last day. And that day we got to spend in Capri. The beauty of the island of Capri was just unreal. It is just, it's hard to put into words. It was the most beautiful place that I have ever seen. Our 2 weeks came to an end. You know, the first 2 days felt like 2 weeks. But then it's like I blinked my eyes and the trip was over. It was just a fabulous experience being with this group of people for the past 2 weeks, getting to know them, becoming friends with them. And we learned and did so much. This for me was definitely a trip of a lifetime. So Spain, Italy, Monaco, France, thank you so much. The people there were amazing. The food was amazing. The way they live their life is just so much different than I feel like here in the US. One phrase that stuck out to me from one of our tour guides was, here they work to live, not live to work. And I think that's something that we all need to take and think about in our lives. Thank you, Europe. I cannot wait to come back and explore the many, many more countries that you have. Ciao!